For this week's video presentation, we are going to be exploring how a mixture of water, vegetable oil, food coloring, Alka-Seltzer tablets work together to create a lava lamp effect inside of a water bottle. So for this experiment, we are going to need a water bottle, water, which I already pre-filled my water bottle with, vegetable oil, food coloring, and Alka-Seltzer tablets. So we're going to go ahead and start doing the experiment. So you're going to take your water bottle that's filled with like a 1/4 cup of water. Take your vegetable oil and you're going to go ahead and fill that almost to the top, just like that. And let that kind of settle out a little bit. And before I go ahead and add the food coloring, interesting to see that we have our water down here and then our vegetable oil up here. As you can see, the water and vegetable oil do not mix. This is important to understand because they don't mix because water is a polar molecule, meaning it has a positive end and a negative end. So water molecules attract each other. And then oil, in the vegetable oil for this instance, is a non-polar molecule, meaning it is charged evenly, so it doesn't have different ends, so it does not want to mix with the water because it's not attracted to it. So that's why they are separated out in this, as you can see. Clearly there's a difference between right here, water's here, vegetable oil's up here. All right. So now let's also understand why the water is down below. This is because water is more dense than the vegetable oil, so it's going to fall to the bottom and vegetable oil is going to be on top because it's less dense. Okay, so let's go ahead and add our food coloring. This will be important for understand the reaction that takes place. So I'm going to go ahead and add some red, and then I'm going to go ahead and add some blue. See if we can create a nice little purple. And as you can see, the food coloring also sank right to the bottom because it has a higher density than the vegetable oil does as well. Alrighty. So now our next step is to take an Alka-Seltzer tablet, and we are going to break it up into a couple little pieces, and we're going to go ahead and place this inside and we'll see what happens. So I'm going to set this to the side so I can go in and explain how this occurs inside this bottle. Okay, so it's important to understand that Alka-Seltzer has two main components in it. It has an citric acid and sodium bicarbonate. So this is important because, well, as you can see too, when we added the Alka-Seltzer in, it dropped all the way to the bottom. That's because it is very dense too. So it lands in that water mixture and it's gonna dissolve inside of the water. This is because when the tablet comes into contact with the water releases hydrogen ions to react with the sodium bicarbonate. Again, water is a polar molecule, so it's gonna attract the opposite charge, and that creates that chemical reaction to occur. And in this process, when the sodium bicarbonate reacts with the water, it releases carbon dioxide gas. and that is what creates these bubbles inside of the lava lamp of the colors. And as you can see, the bubbles go up, and then they pop and they go down. So the reason why we added the food coloring in is so we can all see how the gas, it creates a bubble-like effect because the water and gas moves through the oil, and it goes up in a bubble, and the carbon dioxide sticks to the water actually and creates that ball. And because gas has a really low density, it's gonna rise to the top, and then when it gets to the top level, the top of the oil, it's gonna pop, and that pop releases the gas, and now it turns back into the water and the food coloring, and because they both are dense, they fall to the bottom again, and then the reaction occurs again until the Alka-Seltzer tablet is completely consumed. And the reason why we did the food coloring was so you can see the air bubble forming and being released up. And so as you can see, the limiting reactant in this chemical equation is Alka-Seltzer. This reaction will occur all the way till the Alka-Seltzer tablet is completely consumed. And as you can see, it takes about a couple minutes, so it's slowly starting to create less and less air bubbles and carbon dioxide within the bottle, and everything kind of starts to settle itself out back into vegetable oil being on top, the water and food coloring being on the bottom.